DLT, how are you guys doing? This is a odd way to communicate, but I wanted to give you a quick orientation towards the coaching stack, and also just to say if we are doing a coaching call in the next week or so, I will just take the lead on that, and its purpose of is just to check in on progress towards connection cards, how the staff are doing. Hopefully, we'll be there, um, have the conversation early enough so that they can make adjustments if needed. And so the next thing is the coaching stacks, and I wanted to um, give us a framework for that. I was in a conversation with a couple friends who um, one of the friends and I were mostly listening to another friend share just about some current struggles they were going through. And we both listened a lot and asked questions. And I think each of us gave different perspectives that I think were in the end pretty helpful. And after the conversation was over, the friend with the problems left. And my partner in listening friend turned to me and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about sharing this story from your own life that we both sort of knew about and referred to? Doesn't matter going into the details." And I, when he said that, I thought I never thought about how that might be relevant to other friend. And so that motivated me to want to talk to him. So we set up a conversation a couple days later, and that this my own personal story that connected with him made a pretty big impact, and it was pretty helpful. The point of this sharing this interaction was that there were ways that I was seeing the situation that I couldn't see something that could be really helpful, but partner friend was there and could point this out and give me the tip, the story. When we're in conversations with people, sometimes we're so focused on moving the conversation forward that having another pair of eyes, some other perspective as we're coaching staff is really helpful, and that can see a different angle on something. And that's one of the benefits of doing this together, of having coaching stacks together. The other benefit is that um, we're going to be training our staff in how to coach using a grow model. We're not going to tell them up front what we're doing, but they're going to see it happen, and then we're going to be debriefing it. So that's a beautiful thing. Also, you get more experience in coaching with grow. So that's kind of the big picture. Why this is key at this point in the NSO season, as you know, students start getting fatigued. They start coming up against barriers. My own story that I shared at regionals was all about having fewer contacts than I really needed, and the my own motivation to actually go and take risks in the dorms was pretty low. The thing that was missing for me in that experience was having enough involvement of a staff or a leader who could come alongside and help. Hey, help me brainstorm. Hey, here's a way to get some more contacts, or give me some encouragement. I needed courage to get over into that dorm. That's what we want to be doing. We want our staff to be doing more and more through follow through. As you know, most of their plans had a big hole in terms of how they were going to actually coach follow through. It's critical. We all know it. So hopefully the coaching stack is going to propel us forward in a lot of ways. So let me just explain the different roles we'll have together. You and I can decide who's going to take the lead in the role. Which one of us will sort of be the point. The other person will be like I'll call them the third tier, because there are really three tiers. There's the staff, there's the coach, and then there's the third tier coach. The third tier coach's role is again to bring in a perspective. So I want us to feel free to jump in at different points. Whoever is the third tier, not leading this thing. And I asked one of our experts in coaching stacks in chapter growth, Sam Reitz, what's the role of this third tier coach? And he said, he wrote this, he said, it's to listen for one or two key things that need to be asked about, drilled into, or brought to light in the coaching time. Usually it's connected to a deeper reality, a block or a fear or emotion, or a fundamental miss in the strategy of how to do something they're unable to do. So we might just take a time out and go, okay, let's just role play this, or let's talk about what skill do you need to go back and talk to this person. Similarly, it may be looking for a bright spot or a highlight, and a chance to call things out in people. It's a great description of what both coaches are going to be looking for and how we can be teaming up as we're listening as we listen to through the lens of grow in the coaching time. So again, the goal is to help these small group leaders take the next step in their follow through and identify potential barriers or opportunities to really do that. So I will be sending an email to the staff to help them prep their students and themselves for these things, just give a little more details. And I'm going to bring some handouts about Grow for them if there's time to introduce that as we go. I want to do that. We don't have the time to really train them beforehand. I don't want them to be distracted with that. So we'll do that where it's possible, and I'm going to send you a couple other handouts just to prep as well. Any questions that you have about particulars as we go in will be helpful. One of the things I need to remind staff is when they schedule these, we need to just have the leaders in a meeting or in person and just hand around a schedule sheet so that we get these things signed up right in person. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty sketchy. So that's my speech, and I hope that was helpful. This is Dan McWilliams, your chapter growth coach leader, signing off. Bye.